huge. We're going to visually unpack Eckhart Tolle's massive 1997 spiritual phenomenon, The Power of Now, A Guide to Spiritual Enlightenment. This is a book that attempts to solve literally the most universal problem we all face, which is human suffering. So as we go through things today, we're going to break down exactly how Tolle suggests we actually find inner peace.
But before we even get into the theory, I want you to try something with me. Take a deep breath. Just notice your surroundings. Are you truly fully present right now? Or, if you're being totally honest, is your mind kind of trapped somewhere else? Are you replaying a weird conversation you had yesterday, or maybe stressing about all the stuff you have to get done tomorrow? Okay, let's dive into this, because this concept right here is the anchor for everything we are going to talk about today. Tolle's core thesis, the entire foundation of this philosophy, is that the present is the only time that genuinely exists. The past? It's just a mental construct, a memory. And the future is just an imagined projection. The now is literally all you ever have. So, here is our roadmap for the explainer today. 1. The trap of time. 2. Ego and the pain body. 3. The power of now. 4. The art of surrender. And finally, 5. Practicing presence every day. All right, let's get started. Section 1. The trap of time. Why our minds pull us from the present. If the present moment is supposedly so peaceful, why on earth do our minds constantly yank us away from it? Well, according to Tolle, the true source of our unhappiness isn't actually our external circumstances. The problem is the tool we use to perceive them. It's our own mind. Tolle argues that the primary cause of unhappiness is never the situation, but your thoughts about it. You see, our minds are constantly generating thoughts, judgments, interpretations. And the trap happens when we mistakenly treat these mental constructs as absolute reality. I mean, think about it. It's not the flat tire that ruins your day. It's the spiraling thoughts about how this always happens to you and how your whole week is now completely ruined. That's what causes all that unnecessary anxiety. And this brilliantly illustrates how we can actually break free from that trap. We have to detach. You start by simply observing your thoughts without judging them. Just notice them. You can label them simply as thinking. Then shift your focus to the space between the thoughts, the actual silence. By stepping back and basically becoming the witness to your own mind, you find this profound inner stillness. Section 2, Ego and the Pain Body, the voices causing us stress. To actually stay in the present, we've got to recognize the internal mechanisms that are fighting tooth and nail to keep us trapped. First up is the ego. Now, Tolle defines the ego not just as arrogance, but as the mind-made self. It's a temporary construct built entirely out of your thoughts, your past memories, your social status, your job title. It creates this false sense of identity that severely restricts us from living authentically. The ego thrives on the illusion that we're completely separate from everyone else, which of course just breeds constant fear and conflict. The second mechanism is what Tolle calls the pain body. This is essentially an accumulation of your past emotional pain, and it lives inside you almost like a negative energy field. The pain body literally feeds on your emotional pain and your resistance to the present moment. But here's the secret. You can actually transmute it. Simply by becoming present and observing that pain body without judgment when it flares up, you strip away its power over you. So the crucial point is that we're ultimately trying to make a shift. We want to shift from our false self to our true self. The false self is driven by the ego. It's obsessed with possessions and status. It's trapped in the past or the future, and it's just filled with anxiety. But your true self? That is rooted in pure awareness. It exists only in the now, and it's characterized by this really profound sense of peace. Section 3, the power of now. Radical realization that we are not our thoughts. Which brings us to the core solution. And, here's a pretty incredible fact. After suffering from severe, almost unbearable depression, Tolle himself experienced a radical spiritual awakening at age 29. And it led him to realize that we are not our minds. So, if we aren't our minds, what are we? Well, Tolle calls it being. It's your true, indestructible essence. It is an eternal, ever-present life force that connects you to a timeless dimension of consciousness. The catch is, you can't think your way into being. It's only felt when the mind is entirely still and your attention is completely focused on the now, way beyond your daily worries. I actually want to pause for a second here, just to let this idea really sink in. You are the sky. The clouds are what happens, what comes and goes. Your thoughts, your emotions, your external circumstances, those are just clouds passing by. You are the pure, unchanging awareness behind them. You are the sky. Once you realize you are the sky, you can start practicing radical acceptance of what is. And man, look at the profound cognitive benefits that unlock when you stop resisting the present moment. You actively dissolve negativity, you reduce stress and anxiety, you increase mental clarity, emotional resilience, and you even boost your problem-solving abilities and intuition. You basically stop fighting reality and you start working with it. Section 4. The Art of Surrender. Letting go to unlock awakening. Now, when we talk about accepting reality, we absolutely have to talk about surrender. And I want to clarify this right away. In Tolle's framework, surrender is absolutely not about passive resignation or just throwing your hands up and giving up. Not at all. Surrender is about yielding to the natural flow of life. It means accepting the present moment unconditionally. By doing this, you dissolve all that exhausting inner resistance. Believe it or not, surrendering actually allows you to take incredibly effective action because you're acting from a place of deep inner peace and clarity, rather than just reacting defensively out of fear from your ego. Let's move to and see how this builds into real life. How do we actually practice this? Well, releasing your need for control requires accepting uncertainty. Just being okay with not knowing. It means releasing your attachment to specific outcomes, trusting the flow of life, embracing vulnerability, and ultimately letting go of those ego-driven desires and fears. Section 5. Practicing presence every day. Grounding philosophy into daily reality. All right, let's ground this high-level philosophy into our daily reality because there are actionable habits you can start right now. Practice active listening in your conversations. Engage fully in routine tasks, like actually focus on washing the dishes without multitasking. Take regular mindfulness breaks, but the absolute most powerful tool Tolle suggests is conscious breathing. Focusing on your inner body awareness and your breath is an instant, highly effective meditation to pull your attention away from that busy mind and anchor it right back into your body. And this kind of presence, it transforms literally everything, but especially how we connect with others. To love is to recognize yourself in another. By practicing presence, we stop viewing our partners through the warped lens of our ego and our pain body. Relationships stop being these toxic cycles of reaction and defense, and instead they become profound opportunities for spiritual growth, real empathy, and truly authentic communication. Taking a step back for a second, the sheer scale of this message is just staggering. We're talking over 400,000 ratings across platforms like Goodreads and Amazon, maintaining an incredible 4.15 average score out of 5. The cultural impact of this work is undeniably massive. Millions of people have engaged with these ideas and found real value in them. But, as with literally any massive phenomenon, the reception is definitely polarizing. Many readers report profound, life-changing effects, and they praise the powerful focus on living in the present, citing it as a true catalyst for spiritual awakening. On the flip side, valid criticisms do exist. Some readers find the content super repetitive, they feel it relies a bit too much on pseudo-spiritual jargon, they sense a condescending tone at times, and argue that the concepts are simply too difficult to apply in the everyday chaos of modern real life. But regardless of the critiques, it is genuinely fascinating to see what Tolle achieved here. He successfully synthesized core teachings from ancient traditions like Buddhism and Christianity, and he basically stripped away the dogma to present a universal, non-denominational path to enlightenment. It really serves as an incredibly accessible modern catalyst for self-awareness that transcends any specific religion entirely. Which brings us to the end of our explainer today, and I want to leave you with a bit of a challenge. Can you exist entirely in this exact present moment, right now? I invite you to just drop the weight of your past and the anxiety of your future. Just for a second, be the sky. See what happens when you fully step into the power of now. Thanks so much for joining me on The Explainer, and I'll catch you next time.